Fantasy G Podcast with your host, Gerson Aguirre, where winning is everything.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Week 3 Waiver Podcast. Can't believe we're ready, Week 3. I'm excited. I'm pumped. I'm ready. Let's just jump right into it, baby. So we're gonna start out with the position of
quarterback.
This week, the two waiver wire quarterback that I would probably add, and I would only add these quarterback not for streaming. Mostly for two quarterback league, maybe a dynasty league. But Mason Rudolph is definitely one of the quarterbacks I want to add. Big Ben, we know he's out for the season. He's not going to play. Rudolph performed pretty well. I mean, the guy came in and just chucked the ball. And he was a pretty good quarterback in Oklahoma State. Overall, I mean, he was drafted to be what's his name, Big Ben here, or the guy that takes over when he retires or whatnot. I believe so. And they traded away Josh Dobbs, so it kind of tells you that there's a reason why they traded away Josh Dobbs. I mean, they believe in Mason Rudolph. He completed 28 of 43 passes in the preseason for 368 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Now, I'm mentioning preseason because it does matter, I mean, how good they do. I mean, he could be a good quarterback depth chart like Adam, and he didn't do bad in the game. I mean, 12 for 19, 112 yards, 2 touchdowns, both of them to Vance McDonald. I mean, that's not bad. I'll take that any day. He's going to be facing the 49ers, one of the 3 teams this year that have more interception than passing touchdown allowed, 3, but since it's going to be more like you got to wait for it, but I guess we want to add him. The other quarterback I want to add is Daniel Jones, guys. Now, Daniel Jones, man, he was probably the best quarterback in preseason. Probably going to want to add him only in dynasties and also maybe 2 quarterback league. I think this week I wouldn't be shocked if on Wednesday the head coach says, hey, we're going to go with Daniel Jones. This is it. This is the end of the... This is it. No more Eli Manning. We won't miss him. Nah, I'm just kidding. He just, I don't think he's good anymore. He's done. He provided a lot of great moments, but I think it's time to move on. Daniel Jones is definitely going to be a quarterback I want to stash in 2 quarterback league. Maybe a deep... both of these quarterbacks are good for 2 quarterback flex leagues. I apologize. 2 quarterback flex leagues. I don't know if I want... I do want to stash Mason Rudolph for a 2 quarterback league. Maybe my 3rd quarterback. Daniel Jones is definitely only for a flex league. But I would add them. Alright. Next position. Let's see. The quarterback waiver wire streamers of the week this week. Oh. Apologize. Should have hit that intro.
Quarterback streamers of the week.
Alright, quarterback streamers of the week. For me, it's Josh Allen, number 1. Josh Allen is just killing it, man. Like, a lot of people, he's a dual threat quarterback. He's still available. He has scored 250 yards passing, 2 touchdowns in each game, and he also had 1 rushing touchdown in each game. I watched some of the game on the red zone, and they used him as like a running back. It was crazy. So overall, using him as a running back in the red zone, I definitely love that for fantasy upside. I'm gonna have Josh Allen this week for sure to be my quarterback streamer of the week, number 1. I'm not too worried about, Singletary going down. Maybe that'll actually provide more upside for Josh Allen. For me, I think Josh Allen provides a very safe floor as well. If you don't know what floor means, that means like his the lowest projected point that he could possibly get with no ceiling. But Josh Allen overall, for me, is definitely my quarterback streamer of the week, number one overall. Facing Cincinnati, I don't fear Cincinnati's defense. They got shredded apart by Russell Wilson, and overall, they're just not a good defense this year. They don't know how to tackle. They've struggled against. They can't tackle. I watched part of the game. They struggled badly on tackling. Let's see. Next quarterback we have is Jimmy G. I can't believe I'm saying this because I'm the biggest Jimmy G hater. But Jimmy G and the 49ers, I mean, they did really well last week. He threw for 297 yards, 3 touchdowns. Overall, that allowed Jimmy G to get a lot of, upside plays, But that team running the ball very well, too. Kyle Shanahan working that team's offense very well. They're going to be facing the Pittsburgh Steelers. They allowed 61 points total to Tom Brady and Russell Wilson. I mean, they're two of the best quarterbacks in the league, but I'm just going to say Jimmy G for sure. I want to exploit that matchup against the Steelers. If Mason Rudolph is not scoring and that Pittsburgh offense not scoring, I can see Jimmy G just getting 3 touchdowns, maybe 250 yards for a streamer. I definitely want to target him. The next quarterback I want to target is, a lot of people are probably going to give me some feedback on him. Jameis Winston. While Winston did horrible week 1, overall he did much better week 2, and I'm going to try to, jump on the train before it starts getting, really hot. I still believe Jameis Winston's the top quarterback. Not like an excellent quarterback, but facing the New York Giants defense been atrocious this year. I mean, Dak Prescott and Josh Allen in week 2 both had top 12 quarterback performance against them. I think Winston can, they got Evan, Godwin, Howard. If he actually throws a damn ball to Howard, that'd be great. But Winston definitely, the Giants are just horrible this year on defense. Having allowed about a ton of points to quarterback. I mean, Dak Prescott got 33 points. Josh Allen got about 27, I believe, or 25 this week. But overall, the thing is that this Giants defense is actually not bad against the run. They allowed 3.7 yards per carry. And I think the Bucs are going to have to pass the ball more than run the ball. And they don't really even have a great run game. So, I mean, if the Giants can stop the run, they're going to have to pass the ball a ton. So, definitely like Jameis Winston as my third quarterback to stream. My fifth quarterback is Matthew Stafford, Detroit Lions. Yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles did intercept the ball 2 times against Matt Ryan. But they also allowed 700 yards and 6 touchdowns in 2 games. So, Matthew Stafford throwing the ball about 75 times through 2 games. It makes him pretty good good landing spot there. I believe this game can actually be a little bit more of a shootout. So I'm going to target Matthew Stafford versus the Eagles. The next game is Kirk Cousins. It's the Oakland Raiders, guys. They allowed basically almost 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in the first half alone versus Patrick Mahomes. There's a cross-country trip. I think the Raiders, Kirk Cousins plays much better at home. Raiders are just awful against pass defense. Their run defense isn't too bad, but their pass defense is just horrendous. And I watched week 1, and the only reason they did really good against Joe Flacco was because Joe Flacco. He sucks. But definitely like Kirk Cousins. But those are my 5 quarterbacks that I'm probably going to stream this week. Next position we're going to do, real quick. On all these quarterbacks, I always spend from $2 to $3 or $4, maybe $5 at the most, if I feel like I really need a quarterback badly. But remember, guys, you're streaming quarterback. You don't want to be spending too much of your fab budget, so don't waste too much money on it. Just pick up a quarterback or wait till free agency goes on. Don't waste your waivers on them too high. make sure you're at the bottom of the waiver for a quarterback to stream. Don't bend your top 3 waivers on them because you're just not doing it right.
Running back.
Running backs this week is very interesting. Not too many top guys, but it's more like guys that can actually have a role if their running back position get hurt or something. Raheem Mostert or Captain Mustard or Colonel Mustard. But this guy, he did very well. I mean, I watched the game and he ran fast. But it really pissed me off because I was all over Brees. But overall, the 49ers love to frustrate us. You know, we're big fantasy football fans. We hate it. But this is kind of like just pick him up just in case he takes off. I mean, he did the best last week. I spend about 15% of my budget, maybe $20, maybe $15, $10. But I don't know. Like, it all depends on who you're gonna drop and how your roster looks like. But yeah, he's gonna have to be owned. I mean, overall, he could be a running back 2 flex, running back 2, or maybe a flex. But if he featured like he's supposed to be, but I mean, you're taking a risk here. But I like Mostert. He should be added on your running back list. The next running back I want to talk about is Jalen Samuel of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's 30. If you own James Conner, you should have owned Jalen Samuel because Jalen Samuel was a top handcuff running back that you could get a lot of value out of because he's a running back / tight end kind of hybrid role. He can catch the ball very well. I mean, overall, Big Ben got hurt, so I can see a lot of dump-off passes to Jalen Samuel. I don't know the severity of James Conner, but he did go on the radio today and said that he was going to play, that he's okay. He's not bad, but you guys never know. Don't ever trust the players' news. Trust the doctors and trust the coaches and stuff. But last year, he had a 3-game run, about 18, 21, and 15 touches, and was the number 12 running back in half PPR contest during that stretch. He performed great at the combine, guys, as a tight end, but he caught 26 to 29 targets as a rookie. I mean, if Connor misses any time, and if you own him, you should be adding Jalen Samuel. I would spend $15 to $10 on him. It's just remember your depth chart does matter who you're dropping for him. Now the next couple guys that I'm going to mention are just kind of guys that I'm not really totally interested in. There's one guy that I want to mention that I'm really interested in that I'm willing to pay because I want him on my team, but it's only because he got dropped a lot in week 1 and week 2. But the next guys I'm just going to skim through them. Very simple. Frank Gore, Mike Singletary's hurt. He hurt his hamstring in the 4th quarter. They haven't announced the severity of it. He's going through an MRI and they're trying to figure it out. The coaches don't know yet, but I don't get how they don't know yet because, I mean, these are professional athletes that get paid a lot of money to basically, play. And, you can find out the severity with all the technology we have. But Gore is averaging 3 yards per carry on the season so far, but it's volume what we're looking for. He got 19. He saw the ball 19 times in the win against the Giants. He got a 1 touchdown yard, a 1 yard touchdown. So he could be a flex appeal. Maybe add him in a deep league. But overall, I mean, I'm not targeting him too much. I would spend like $8 to $9 maybe on him. The next guy I want to talk about is Carlos Hyde. This guy actually looks pretty good. I was actually hoping Duke Johnson was the one that's going to run away with that running back committee, but it looks like we're not. That's not going to happen. It looks like it's more, what's his name, Carlos Hyde chill. But Carlos Hyde, he outsnapped Duke Johnson 50 to 40 in the win award against the Jaguars, and is averaging 5.8 yards per carry. That's pretty crazy. But he also averages 9 points per game right now without scoring. So I think he has a solid floor. I mean, if his role gets bigger, then he could be a solid pickup in the waiver wires. I would add him like 12 to $8, not too high, not too much money. But Peyton Barber, of course. Everybody was on Ronald Jones after week 1. Everybody was on it. They were writing on it, just like writing him out, man. I'm like, geez, Ronald Jones sucks. I don't want anything of him. I want Peyton Barber. I spent like $7 to $6 on him. Chris Thompson, basically went how we wanted it to. We expected, Adrian Peterson got 12 touches, 37 yards, and scored a touchdown. And then Thompson got 5 catches for 51 yards and no touchdown. But if he would have gotten a touchdown, 5 yards, 5 catches, that's 10 points. And then a touchdown, that's 14 points. Unless you actually 16 points. So he has a ceiling, So I wouldn't mind targeting him like maybe $5 to $10, maybe $5 to $8 actually, not too much. Jamal Williams is a guy that I just keep an eye on because Aaron Jones, you can tell the Green Bay Packers just want to run the ball. Maybe put like $2. Ty Montgomery because of Le'Veon Bell's shoulder, but he looks fine. I'm watching the game right now. He's looking good in the game. I don't have any problem. Jeff Wilson, okay. I'm not putting any. I'm good. I'll pass on Jeff Wilson. I know who he is. I'm not. I'm good, man. Everybody will add him, but yeah, sure, you can add him. Maybe $1, maybe in a deep league, but just make sure that you know who you're dropping and whatnot. But he has the upside. But I think the guys are Mostert and Breida, not Jeff Wilson. Chase Edmonds. Now this gave me scared on Sunday when I was watching Red Zone. David Johnson they give me updates and stuff, and I'm like, wow. We got to remember David Johnson sometimes is injury prone. He had a wrist injury, but he returned and scored a touchdown. He said his wrist is fine. He said he's going to play. But I'm telling you guys right now, if you own David Johnson, a top running back that you drafted, you're going to want to handcuff him with Chase Edmonds. And Chase Edmonds isn't like a bad running back. He runs really well. He catches the ball very well. I don't mind that. I would spend like $4 to $5, maybe 10, if you really want to handcuff him. But the one running back that I want to talk about is Darwin Thompson. Damian Williams and LaShawn McCoy both left the game. And Andy Reid post-game conference, he said it didn't sound like either injuries were serious, but just, you got to keep an eye out on that stuff. It's very simple. If both of those running backs get hurt and Darwin Thompson starts, he's a top 12 running back right away. So I'm actually going to put a little bit more fat budget on him, maybe 15, maybe $20. I don't know. That's because I love Darwin Thompson's upside. But actually, I changed my mind. Don't put $20 on him. Maybe like $10 to $15. But that's if you really, really have a bench spot and you're willing to stash him and hope for the best. Because I'm telling you, LaShawn McCoy and Damian Williams, they've never really. They're good, but they're like in a running back by committee. And if both of them got hurt in one game. Imagine if what happened with Darwin Thompson, his value is going to go up. So if you have a spot, I'd definitely add him. Okay.
Wide receiver.
Wide receivers. First guy I want to talk about is a guy that I really like. I've been touting him quite a bit actually. And I told people, I'm like, this guy's he's a legit athlete. He's very good, top athlete and whatnot. But
wide receiver.
Hit the wrong button there, but here it is. You guys ready? I'm going with Terry.
I am McLovin.
No, I'm kidding. His name's Terry McLaurin. You can call him Terry. You can call him McLovin. But if he's on your waiver wires, I spend 20 to 15% of my budget on him. So that's like about $20, $25. I love this guy. This guy's amazing. Not amazing. He's just a great player. He got targeted a lot. And they're going to be targeting him quite a bit because they're going to be playing from behind all season. So if you need a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, Terry McLaurin is definitely a guy that I would target. I would add him. Now, the next wide receiver I'm going to talk about is Nelson Aguilar. A lot of people ask me, are you going to target Nelson Aguilar or Matt Collin or whatnot? No, I'm not going to target Nelson Aguilar too much. He should be owned, but if both Alshon Jeffrey and Sean Jackson left the game, and I thought I would bet more of what's his name, Jaw as they call him, Arcega Whiteside. I thought he was JJ Arcega Whiteside. It's more of an upside look for me. I'd rather have him, but yeah, you can put in a bid for Nelson Aguilar. I wouldn't be. This is the one guy I'm willing to let people overbid. I can see people putting like a top waiver claim for him. I'm not willing to do that. Let him slide to people. He can be like $15, $25, but I would only drop $10 on him. Nothing too fancy. Now, this is the guy I definitely want to target. Mecole Hardman. I mean, if you didn't listen to me last week, you should listen to me now because, I mean, this guy did well. Everybody that picked him up last week, you were rewarded. I mean, he caught 4 passes for 61 yards and a touchdown. And he even had another touchdown that he got a flag on for a holding call from the Chiefs. And I was pissed because my DFS lineup had Hardman everywhere. But he saw 6 targets, and this is not going to change, guys. Mecole Hardman got drafted very high. They traded up to get him, and they're going to use him. I would drop like $20 to $25 on him if he's available in your free agency. Definitely would pick him up. He could be a weekly wide receiver 3 till Tyreek Hill return. Even then, I mean, if you can get production out of your wide receiver 3 like that, I definitely like him. DK Metcalf, he's I mean, you knew who he was when he came in. They were hyping him up in the offseason. Big guy. Really buff. He already has 4 for 89 and a 3 for 61 and 1 touchdown game. He's the real deal. I mean, he's a big guy. Big guy. But the only thing that concerns me here is that they don't pass the ball enough. But I definitely want Metcalf on my bench. I'm going to put in maybe $10 to $15 on him if he's available. You want a good depth chart, remember, guys. Next guy I want to talk about DJ Shark. He did really well week 1. He did really well week 2. He got 7 passes, 55 yards, and a touchdown on a team high 9 target. I think he's gonna be like the guy that's gonna run away with the workload. So I definitely want him if he's available. Probably like $10 to $12 on him. Wouldn't go too crazy. I don't expect other people to put a bid in him, but I'd say this about Demarcus Robinson. I know everybody's waiting for this. I don't think he's a great player. He's just an outlier. He had a great game, but it's the Oakland Raiders, guys, so slow your roll down. Mecole Hardman is the guy to own. Yes, he caught all 6 of his luck for a whopping 172 yards and 2 touchdowns. But this is the Chiefs offense. They plan. If this is the plan, I mean, yeah, sure. But I'm not too high on Demarcus Robinson. I can see people. He could be the number 1 waiver. Like I remember when one time there was a Dallas Cowboy wide receiver that went off week 1 and everybody wanted him. I don't want Demarcus Robinson. You can put a waiver for him, but maybe this will backfire on me. I'll let you guys be the judge of that. But Demarcus Robinson, maybe like $6 to $8. Maybe $10, but it depends how much wide receiver you need. Next guy I want to talk about Deebo Samuel. I definitely want this guy on my team, and especially in the Shanahan offense. Dante Pettis is no longer like that breakout wide receiver everybody's talking about. They're done with him. So don't want any of Dante Pettis. I want Deebo Samuel. I'm willing to spend $12 to $15 on him. I'm willing to go a little bit deeper in my pocket for him. Even put like top from 4 to like 7 waiver wire claim on him. But yeah, one guy I wanted to talk about before is James Washington. Man, James Washington he's gonna be a hit. If you add him, I'm guaranteed you stash him. But Moncrief has caught 3 targets and 11 out of his 11 targets for 7 yards and had 4 drops. I mean, he sucks. Washington's the guy you want. He's a breakout guy for me. This is the crazy part. Mason Rudolph and James Washington played together in college. So these 2 guys are going to be great. Rudolph connected with Washington on 9 of 13 targets, 174 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the 2 preseason games they had. So I definitely want to have Washington. I would even trade for him. Maybe swap one of my other wide receivers for him if I want upside. Other guys I want to talk about very shortly. Marquise Goodwin. Yeah, he's an ad. Don't spend too much. Maybe $2, $1. But it's the same team for the 49ers. I mean, overall, he's going to be there. Don't want anything to do with Benny Fowler. I don't want anything to do with the Giants wide receiver unless they're named Sterling Shepard, Golden Tate, or Evan Ingram. A lot of people are going to, deep league, you want to probably try to look at Devin Smith, Dallas Cowboy, with Michael Gallup being out for the season. I don't know if he's out for the season, but he's hurt. So he's out. No, he's out for 2 to 4 weeks. I remember that, Mike. But maybe in a deep league. Preston Williams, deep league. Randall Cobb. Overall, Cole Beasley, maybe like $2 or $3 on him. 40 yards, 9 target. Follow that up with 44 catches, 83 yards on 4 target. He's not gonna be like amazing or anything, but he's a good. He can provide safe floor, maybe in a deep league. Now, this is crazy. There was not really a good streamer of the week for tight end, so we're just gonna jump into tight ends that we might want to add.
Tight end.
Tight end, Will Disley. This guy was pretty good at the beginning of the week, beginning of the year last year. Overall, performed very well. So I don't mind if you want to add Will Disley when Russell Wilson targeted him 2 times last. Disley saw just 2 targets. It was crazy, but in week 1, but on Sunday he caught 5 of his targets for 50 yards and 2 touchdowns. Both of Disley's touchdowns came in the red zone, so that's really good. We want quarterback to target their tight end in the red zone. Russell Wilson is a very mobile quarterback, so I like Will Disley. I would probably spend like $3 on him, maybe 5. Don't go too crazy. I wouldn't spend a top waiver priority on him. Jason Witten, he's interesting because he's a PPR guy, and Dak Prescott tend to target his safety blanket. But he was the only one that received a pass attempt inside the 10-yard line. Week 1. And they started to throw to him 3 more times in week 2. So overall, he's getting targeted in the red zone. Now, the next guy I want to talk about is Chris Herndon, tight end, New York Jets. He is suspended right now, but you want to stash him. It's probably a smart move in a deep league. If you have like 8 benches, or even if a deep dynasty league that he's been dropped or something, he's serving a 6-game suspension, but in week 4 bye, of course, guys. I mean, you want to get ahead of the people of the field, you know. So Chris Herndon, maybe later on, you know, you can, what's it called? Or maybe you can trade one of your tight ends that you have right now on the bench for like another position, and you can add Herndon. But I like Herndon. Those are my tight end streamers of the week. Now, next position I want to talk about.
Defense.
Defense for me this week. There's no one that I really want to add. I mean, the only team I want to add is the Cowboys defense, and for the long run, and the Patriots defense. But those are the guys I probably target. But for the streamers of the week this week.
Defense, special teams, streamers of the week.
For me, it's pretty simple. I mean, everybody always wants to target the Miami Dolphins, so I mean, if they're available for you, then yeah, go ahead and get them. But I doubt it's gonna be the Cowboys, the defense streamer of the week. But if they're available, go ahead and add them. Just be careful, you know. Don't spend like too much money on them. I've dropped like $5-6. Just they had a pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they're owned, but the next position the next defense I want to add is Tennessee versus Jacksonville Jaguars. Gardner Minshew is good, but overall they didn't really produce well. I'm gonna target Gardner Minshew. Tennessee very, very blitz heavy with Mike Vrabel being called. They put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Gardner Minshew did okay against Texans, but overall I think he's prone to turnovers. San Francisco versus Pittsburgh. Mason Rudolph, rookie quarterback. You know, on the road, cross country trip. Gonna be jet lagged. Gonna be tired. This San Francisco unit is actually puts a lot of pressure on quarterback, and I can see him putting pressure on Mason Rudolph. That Pittsburgh offensive line isn't as good as it used to be, and I watched them, and they allowed a lot of pressure last week. So San Francisco, one of my favorite defenses I want to pick up this week is definitely Green Bay versus Denver. I think Green Bay's defense has improved dramatically. They done really well in the offseason with the drafting a lot of cornerbacks, a lot of players in the secondary, and that front seven put in a lot of pressure. I mean, they smothered Kirk Cousins last week. But yeah, definitely one of those top 5 defense. Other defense that you can consider is Indiana versus Atlanta, Tampa Bay versus New York Giants, Houston versus the Chargers, Washington versus Chicago. But I don't know if I really want those. I want those other defense. Dallas, Tennessee, San Francisco, and Green Bay. Those are the guys I'm going to target. Now, I know I didn't say the whole podcast what I would spend my waiver claim. But to be honest, this week it's not anybody in particular that I really want to put a top waiver for. Only guy that would do it is for Nicole Hardman and probably what's their name? Terry McLaurin. I mean, if you're desperate, those are the top guys. I mean, I would put a top waiver wire for maybe 1 through 3. I would not waste my waiver budget or fab or top waivers on guys like Demarcus Robinson, but it's your money, how you manage your team. I think Raheem Mostert maybe a bottom from 3 to 4, 5 waiver wire claim worthy. Deebo Samuel maybe the same range. One guy, if Justice Hill is available in your league, I would suggest that you put him on your watch list. You should add him right away, actually, but don't spend a lot of money on him. I doubt he's available. I mean, but I love Justice Hill. I mean, we saw that Mark Ingram was almost out, but yeah. All the rest of the guys are just you gotta fill your waiver wires. Don't want to waste your top priority. My top priority is going to Terry McLaurin, Mecole Hardman, or maybe Mostert if I need a running back. But those are the guys I like. All the other guys I'm just spending fat budgets on and not top waivers, But remember, you build your foundation at the draft, but you win during the season. Championships are made during the season. And I tell people, be active on your waiver wire. I mean, don't drop bad players. But if you have any questions or anything for season long, go ahead and tweet at me. I'm the Fantasy G Pod on Twitter. You can tweet at me, ask me a question, I'll answer it. Or you can go to the Facebook group that I have, the Fantasy G Podcast / DFS Roundtable, the DFS Roundtable, and you can tag me on there, and I'll go ahead and answer your question too. But breaking news: Minkah Fitzpatrick just got traded to the Steelers. Wow, for a first rounder, insane. That's a lot to give up for just a cornerback, but he's a good player, so. So I wanted to cover this a little bit. So a lot of people were asking me this. This is a strategy talk. What do we do with Big Ben being out? 1, don't trade away Juju. Buy low on him, actually. Buy low on Juju. Try to get him. Some ideal buy low, probably like Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs, Amari Cooper. Those wide receiver. Probably, what do you call them? I guess you can say wide receiver in the 3rd or 4th round. But overall, I'm just trying to target Juju right now. If I can get Adam Thielen, T.Y. Hilton, Robert Woods, Sammy Watkins. No, I don't know about Sammy Watkins. I like Sammy Watkins quite a bit right now. Kenny Galladay. Maybe Godwin, DJ Moore. Any of those guys and try to package him for Juju. I'm going to try to do it. James Conner does worry me a little bit, even though without Big Ben. But I would not try to sell him, but I wouldn't try to buy him either. I would hold. Vance McDonald, the tight end, I'm going to try to buy. I'm going to try to target him. We saw that he got targeted a lot by Mason Rudolph, and that's more common with rookie quarterbacks. I mean, that's what they do. James Washington, the guy I definitely want to add and trade for on waiver wires and whatnot, or trade for with another positional player that I have on my bench. I already explained that they both connected, so they have a connection, You're kind of taking a little gamble on it, and he did great in the preseason. I mean, he can play that Antonio Brown role, So I love James Washington. For the New Orleans Saints, Drew Brees being out for the season, I would hold on Alvin Kamara and sell Michael Thomas. I don't think Teddy Bridgewater is a good quarterback at all, and he definitely doesn't have the arm for downfield strength to throw the ball to Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas struggled. I just can't see it. with Teddy Bridgewater being there. So I would definitely try to sell Michael Thomas and hold out Alvin Kamara. I mean, if you can trade Alvin Kamara maybe for like a wide receiver one like DeAndre Hopkins, Adam, maybe Julio, and maybe get a little bit extra, then it might be worth the gamble. But I mean, it looks like Drew Brees will be out for like 6 to 8 weeks, but not season long, not all season. But those are my opinions on those two situations. Now, Cam Newton is another guy I want to talk about. Cam Newton doesn't look great. I would bail on him. It sucks because I had him ranked in the top 10. But Cam Newton just doesn't look right. I would bail on him. I would add quarterbacks like maybe Baker Mayfield. I mean, a quarterback that might be available, Jared Goff, Tom Brady, Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray, Josh Allen. I don't know about Josh Allen, but I try to trade him first, try to sell him, but I doubt you can. But that is it for this week waiver wire. Best of luck, everybody, and remember, you gotta build your foundation first here, because winning is everything.